There are a couple of ways we humans choose to resolve disputes among ourselves. Talking it out, a little roughhousing, court, and in extreme cases, war. Although, sometimes, we let our anger get the better of us and take on someone twice our size. Same can be said for animals, and it turns out hilarious. We've compiled a list of animals taking a bunch of not-so-smart decisions. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of the Animal Booth. And if you want to find out why this crocodile walks away from a fight with this cat, stick around. Before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Python versus alligator. In some parts of America, alligators and pythons share the same territory, leading to some unprecedented encounters between these two top predators. In this encounter, a python challenges the crocodile to a fight. What makes this awkward is that this species of pythons kill their prey by biting, constricting, and then swallowing it, and they lack venom potent enough to take down an alligator. The python takes on a striking pose and sizes up its opponent. It then strikes and attempts at constricting the 790-pound alligator, which didn't work out, obviously. All the python ended up doing was getting itself trapped within the powerful jaws of the alligator. Alligators have a bite force of 2,000 Pascal per square inch, enough force to bite through concrete. All the python could do at this point is to plead its way out of a very messy situation. Surprisingly, the alligator agrees to a truce, and they both go their ways. Lion versus honey badger. In what was supposed to be a walk in the park for this lion, a honey badger turns up with nerves of steel to avoid being the lion's snack. The lion sees the honey badger digging and decides to sneak up on it for an easy lunch, only for it to get the shock of its life as it didn't go according to plan. The lion manages to get close to the honey badger unnoticed, but as soon as it was close enough to go for the jugular, the badger faces it and summons all the courage it can muster to fight the lion back. The poor chap does its best to keep the lion's teeth off its back. Get away from me, lion. You don't want to test me. I know Kung Fu. After a while, the honey badger somehow manages to escape the lion's reach. I bet his folks at home would never believe what just happened. Goat learns not to mess with electricity. Messing with the wrong opponent doesn't necessarily mean fighting with a living creature. You could also see an electric fence standing between you and freedom as an opponent. I guess that was the case with this goat. Goats are known to be mischievous and stubborn creatures, but this goat learned a lesson he wouldn't be forgetting anytime soon. The goat was eating away close to an electric fence when I suppose he thought he could eat all the grass it would need if only there wasn't the stupid fence standing in its way. It then decides to find out if the fence was really electric or it was just for fancy. So it takes a nip at the fence, and literally and metaphorically gets the shock of its life. Judging by the way it sounded, he won't be going near any more fences, electric or otherwise. Baboon gets attacked by two geese. On a warm, sunny afternoon, this baboon decides to take a walk by the lakeside, enjoying the view of geese in the water. What possibly could be wrong with that? I mean, we all love to take a stroll and enjoy a good view. Everything was fine until the baboon decides to get up close and personal with two geese that were ashore. Before he could get a chance to introduce himself, the geese attacked the baboon as if to say they already had boyfriends and weren't interested in whatever the baboon was offering. The geese went their way, and the baboon went back to eating whatever snack he had in his hand, not getting as little as a name. But life goes on. Ram takes on a punching bag. In another animal vs. object clash, this angry ram goes up against a punching bag which, according to him, is a threat that needs to be taken down. Agreed. Rams are very aggressive, but going up against a hornless punching bag is kinda extreme. In the ram's defense, I think setting up a red punching bag in its territory is crossing the line a little bit. The ram hits the bag relentlessly, but ends up getting hit not only to its body, but its ego, as it looked like he was losing to this opponent that wouldn't stop fighting back. Finally, after countless attempts at headbutting the bag, the ram comes out victorious by knocking the bag off the swing. The fight ends with the ram telling the punching bag to stay down. Cat versus alligator. Before I go into the details of what transpired between the cat and the alligator, I have a question. Who let the cat get so close to the alligator? Seriously, a cat has no place in an alligator habitat. But somehow, our little feline friend found its way to this gator. The cat fearlessly walks up to the gator, which is obviously more than 4 times its size, and tries to have a swipe at it. Much to the surprise of everyone present, the cat stands its ground and indulges the alligator in a stare down that goes on for a while. The gator then calls his homie for backup, who also gets a feel of this nasty claw-swinging cat. The alligators were probably in shock at the courage of the cat and decided it wasn't worth the effort and went back into their habitat, leaving the cat feeling like it had won, much to the shock and approval of those present. Chimpanzees take on Raccoon. What do you do when you're hungry and need to eat so bad? Get your own food or steal from a bunch of mean chimpanzees? I guess this raccoon didn't evaluate its options properly before going to steal from these chimps. As expected, the thieving raccoon was caught and taught a lesson it won't forget in a hurry. When the raccoon was caught, it knew its game was up and tried to hold on to anything it could find as the chimps tried to drag it out of hiding. The raccoon was grabbed and flung around like a rag doll. After regaining its consciousness, he found a hole to crawl into, but was instantly caught by one of the chimps, and the rest of them took turns punching it. It was able to escape with its life, and an unbelievable moral story to share with its kids. Lion versus Giraffe. In a classic example of try picking on someone your own size, this lioness tries to take on a giraffe all by herself. It would take a pride of lions with a well-prepared attack strategy to take down an adult giraffe. But this lioness was a little bit overconfident. She went for the jugular, but got kicked into last Tuesday and nearly trampled upon. Lion 0, Giraffe 1. So there you have it, guys. At least you animals are sometimes guilty of making poor decisions and suffer the consequences in a pretty hilarious way. Sometimes they take a step back and reconsider just like we do and live to fight another day. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more just as amazing videos. Until next time, stay out of trouble.